My name is Ronald Higgins, better known as Ron Higgins. I am a member of the California African American Genealogical Society. I'm a charter member, and I have had a wonderful and beautiful role in doing my research. I thought about doing research when I finished high school, and I had gotten a chance to go up to the University of Utah. They offered me a scholarship to play basketball, and I was told about genealogy back in those days. But I wound up leaving Los Angeles and going to school in the South. And when I came back home and came back to Los Angeles in 1969, I decided to go over to the Mormon library to see about doing some research. And I did. And from that time on, from 1969 until now, I've been doing research. Well, in general, they tell you to start out with yourself. You know, you have a birth record, you may have a certificate that you won for doing certain things, you know. And like myself, being an athlete, I have certificates from elementary school that, you know, these are things that are history. And one can build on those. And once you get off into doing your family research, as I stated, you start with yourself, then you go to your parents and get the information that you can get from them. And then you go to the grandparents and get the information that you can get from them to start building your family tree. Now me, as leaving Los Angeles and going away to college, I asked my grandma, I said, "Grandmother, I know we came from St. Louis, Missouri. Do I have any family anywhere else?" She said, "Yes, in Texas." She said, "That's where your father was born, that's where I was born." I said, "Oh," which I didn't know that until I, 18 years old, going away to college. And from that point on, that gave me some insight on my family. And I was able to find out that my great-grandfather was born in Kentucky. So I've done research in Kentucky and found all the different Higgins names of there and any plantations with Higgins on them, and I've done research with that. Well, some of the myths was back in the day, they used to tell us that we couldn't find anything. And even the church would state that we don't have anything on you. But that was because their people were not well informed. So I finally had to start a campaign on getting them to realize that our research is the same as theirs up to a certain point. Okay? So once they did that, they started having the members of the church be able to tell people that they can do research. Well, let me tell you the other thing that I love best of all are obituaries. Obituaries can tell you so much, from 1 to 20, 30, 40 things about a person. So I collect obituaries. I have a large amount of obituaries of my family plus other people that I have known. And the obituary tells you the person's name, the mother and father, when they were born, when they died, what school they went to, what church they went to, what clubs and organizations they belonged to, and it's just a wealth of information in an obituary. If the person that gave the information knew enough about the person to, inform you of what was happening, and I love them. It's not easy because children like to play. They just want to play and have fun. They're not worrying about family, okay? Unless you have an adult that teaches a child and shows a child about family and what the wealth of a family is, okay? We all have a family, all right? And knowing the knowledge of your family, you can see where a lot of different traits that you have within yourself came from, okay? And like in my family, the majority of the women are beauticians. They do hair. And I remember my grandmother back in the day, she had a long porch, and on Saturdays, she and my aunts would be out there, and women would come from all over the neighborhood to get their hair done, okay? And the other thing was one of my grandfather's had a trucking business. So a lot of my uncles and my brothers and stuff started out being truckers. So you have, and then the other thing in the family, which a lot of families, we sang, okay? So we sang, and we always, family get together, it's gonna be a song fest, okay? And then the other thing is that I had a great grandfather that was a minister. So I have like 8 uncles, I have 4 uncles and about 7 cousins right now that are ministers. So things in families carry on, okay? And we have that inner trait in us that never goes anywhere, okay? So, and we all, the other thing about us all is that religion has a lot to do with life and family and genealogy, okay? And a lot of people don't really see that, but it does.